And welcome everybody, and thank you guys for joining again. My name is Wilky, and I hope you had a pleasant Christmas for all of you. Hope you had some lovely fancy days. We have two new posts which are more or less talking about the same thing. The first thing is the Lunar Oracle guide. As mentioned in their dev stream, there are updates, or I guess you can call those anomalies or changes towards existing content in January. As of right now, the 16th of January was taken as a note, obviously with subject to change, but let's just assume that this date is set. So the Lunar Oracle guide, which is the first iteration of the Visional Wheel. This is their so-called new mechanic where they are introducing survival slash enemy slash mechanical altering features towards existing content. So this one applies to pretty much every scenario that we currently have. In this case, we are looking at something that will happen during the nighttime in-game. So they say this is around 50 minutes of actual game time, or like real life time. So for around 50 minutes, you will have these Lunar Oracles happenings. During this time, you will have lower HP because your sanity is constantly dropping until a threshold, but you get more resources and also new things. So the lunacy, this is apparently what metas and other things are going to be looking like, so sort of like a blood moon kind of thing, and it causes craze for people. So you steadily lose sanity all the way down to 20%, which means your max HP is going to be at 20%, which is a considerably low amount. First of all, I think the worst part is we're going to have to deal with the vignette effect, the one where you hear your heartbeat and stuff like that. Yeah, not so sure about this one. Overall though, this essentially just means that you're gonna be squishier for virtually anything out there, because at 20% HP, even some random projectiles may actually kill you. Also greatly reduces your sanity recovery rate, and you're required to defeat enemies to recover sanity. Also, when you have this buff, you get a new currency, which are called Moon Whispers, which are exclusive to this sort of feature, and also have to be used until the end of that Visional Wheel cycle. If you die, you will be granted a blessing during the Lunar Oracle, and you will lose some of these Moon Whispers. So there is a little bit of risk involved in terms of how much you actually can farm or should farm. And with these Whispers, you can actually open chests, which are talked about later on. So as I said, some will go berserk. And these Oracle crates will appear in settlements and are unlocked using Moon Whispers. So essentially, you go out there and you will either wait until your sanity drops all the way to 20%, or depending on how big the multipliers and everything is, you just start killing enemies or deviations, stuff like that. You collect Moon Whispers and then open chests inside of settlements. DM, no, I think it was Aqua actually, in the official Discord already mentioned that these chests are, how should I say this? These are your own chests, so they're instance-based, so that means nobody can steal your chest, similar to anything else you do. If you do Blackfell runs, right, everything resets for your own personal account, so even if other people are around, these chests are there for you. What's interesting, or I think the most interesting part, is in Primor or Stronghold conquests during Lunar Oracle, the game mode will be affected by these changes. So curious to see how this actually plays out, and if a Chaos Weaver descends during a Lunar Oracle, he will be both hot and cold. Now this one sounds like a pain in the butt to deal with, truthfully, but we'll see. And this is post number 1, and post number 2 is talking a bit more in depth about the Visional Wheel. You know, what they have in minds and what they have in plans, right? So with the Visional Wheels, as I said, the survival rules, environmental conditions, and resource distribution will be altered in various ways. It's not exactly known how this is going to be panned out in the future, but they're just, you know, setting the way for things to be adjustable and flexible, especially considering that we have around 6 to 9 months without a new scenario. I think this is their way to keep us at bay, to just give us something new, or at least refreshed enough to start going into scenarios again with a bit of a different, you know, mindset, or just a fresh breath. So these cycles, they say here, last for 2 to 3 months, so assumingly there typically will probably be at least 2 server cycles, maybe even 3 with those Visional Wheels. That's left to be seen. And the first one is, as I said, the Lunar Oracle. We talked about this just in the other article. Here it's again, the 16th of January is where this is launching for Mattermost, Evolution's Call, Prism vs. Clash, and Way of Winter. So every scenario, no matter where you play, you will be able to participate in this. The only exception are novice servers, so if you are on a novice server, you will not be able to participate in this. The Crimson Moon starts on the February 13th, and in March 13th, the Lunar Oracle gameplay is upgraded. So there seems to be progression similar to as the scenarios progress in Phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This seems to be a recurring pattern, probably in a bit of a different fashion, because obviously this time frame will overlap with multiple server cycles. So as I said, this is just something that will be playing out. And here's just a quick rundown of the adjustments that I just said. Lastly, we have new weapons to look out for: a crossbow, an MP5 type or SMG type, and a pistol. The critical pulse is the crossbow with a power surge. We have the primal rage, that is an SMG with an HP exchange mechanic. At least the way it's written here, you can just continuously fire and drain your HP for doing so. And the hazardous object is a unstable bomber type pistol. But this is all that we know so far. 3 new key gears, probably adjusted towards the new weapons. That's my guess. I don't have any information on that one. And 1 new set, I'm curious about this one. Several new mods and exclusive mod suffixes will be available, most likely the lunar suffixes, or maybe to these guns itself. A new seasonal cradle as well, and some more adjustments to weapons and deviations. Lastly, here's a quick rundown of these challenges and the other schedules. And yeah, that's it for today's rundown of these notes. The 2 articles here will be linked in the description below, so if you want to read those up for yourselves, feel free to do so. Thank you all for being here, and I'll catch you guys next time.